Good morning, Glue Troopers. Nothing like that first cup of coffee in the morning. So the live stream went really well last night. I hope everybody had a good time. I certainly did. And one of the things I talked about last night that I want to reiterate is a lot more pictures are still coming in. So I think I'm going to put a couple of viewers builds out in relatively short order. So again, if you submitted something, you don't see it in the first one, don't worry. It just means I've already cut that part and it's moving to the second one. The other option, of course, is just to make it really long. I had originally broken it down by aircraft, armor, so on and so forth. I'm getting a few pictures of each. We'll just kind of see how it goes. What's that old say? Here in Florida, I know a lot of you guys have been talking about 95-degree heat. I mean, even up in places like Seattle. And here, it's been close to that, but you expect that from Florida. But right now, it's raining and the sun is out. It was kind of gray and slate earlier and drizzly. And the sun just came out, but it's still raining. There's what's that old saying? The devil's beating his wife when the sun is up and it's raining. So anyway, today is being Sunday. I'll be out in the Tarbus a fair bit of the day. I have a fairly ambitious schedule set for myself, but you know, imagine we all kind of have this is what I'd like to accomplish today. But the thing I always remind myself is it's a hobby. It's good to have goals, but if you don't get everything done, don't worry about it. Just set it for the next time. And I understand if you're trying to make a model show or something. Believe it or not, I am not a member of IPMS. What's that, the International Plastic Modelers Society? I keep telling myself I'm going to join, but never have. And but they're going to be having a show or a convention or whatever it is here coming up, I think in September. I think it's in Las Vegas. And I'm curious if any of you guys have, I've never been to an IPMS meet or show or anything. I'm curious if any of you guys have been, well, clearly some of you have been because you sent me some pictures. And what you guys thought of IPMS. And it's, as I mentioned a while back, the guy who did the inspection on 2 houses that we looked to buy, and one of which we did buy, recognized me, and he's watches the show from time to time. He's a home inspector, by the way, a really good one. And he's apparently head of the local chapter. And I need to get up with him and see what the local scene is like. And before the beer bug came out, the Hobby Lobby, I think it was Wednesdays at 8, they would have, the kit model guys would meet at a back room set aside for them, that they let them use, I should say. And I went one time, there's only 1 or 2 guys there, so it may have just been an off night. And so just kind of wondering about that. I don't know if it's kind of odd that a guy who runs a kit model channel isn't in IPMS, or I don't know if that's a bug or a feature. So by the way, also there'll be some B25s in the viewers build that apparently people had already done. They're not part of the group build. These had already been done. So I will, I may, when we do the group build, let me rephrase that. If you see your B25 in the viewers build video and you had built it for the group build, let me know and I'll make sure it's in that also. But I'm pretty sure that these were already done models. A lot of the guys who are sending the group build, although some people have already finished them, but I'm saving those for the ones that I know are part of the group build for the group build video. Oh boy, okay, I'm just stalling. I gotta go get to work. Gotta glue the styrene. Those models aren't gonna build themselves. Gotta finish my coffee first. There was one other thing I was wondering about. I bought this years ago, 20-something years ago, and of course I didn't build it. It's one of those pre-made, I forget what they called them, Universal Soldier or whatever. And I was always impressed with the quality of the paint job and the detail. And they mass produce these, and they still do. You still make all kinds of stuff. And I'd seen the video on how they make the model trains, how they have the brass molds that they just wedge them into and hit them with a spray gun, and they're not delicate about it. And it amazes me that they're able to get such crisp lines, but I guess, you know, I guess brass will seat tight enough. I'm not sure what kind of paint now, what the viscosity. They're using a pretty powerful, big, they're not using like a little modeler's airbrush, they're using a big, you know, like industrial grade. And like, man, all that paint, all that power in it. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen that video out there where the American is in China, and he's going, he owns the factory, he's showing all the different bits and bobs for different models, because model railroaders are as specific as anybody about, you know, the exactly correct equipment. And he has all the pieces for switching around on the bodies to make different subtypes. And I didn't know if they made these the same way, but I was kind of like, how come I can't build a model that looks better than something I can buy? And Pacific Miniatures, who did my Embraer 190. Now, of course, the Spitfire was like $20-something. These are a couple of $100, but the Pacific Miniatures, I guess these are resin. Just the detail on these things, I'm not sure how they do it either, but they're just beautiful. These are, of course, both the Spitfire and the Embraer are both out here on the table. They're not, and they can be dusted off, so I'm not worried about it. The things that are worrying me about dusting off are like the Felix Stowe and the Godzillas, because, or the model Godzilla, because they have little, you know, those little back pieces always want to fall off and everything. And of course, the Felix, though, there's so much rigging on it, but neither one of them will fit under glass. So, you know, that's the way you go. And I believe it was, I think it was Trey's is working on the big Wingnut Wings Gotha, which is probably the size of the Felix, though, and I'm just curious to see how you're going to display it when you're done with it. Well, that's all I got for this morning, guys. I hope everyone's doing well, having a good Sunday. We'll talk at you later, and as always, model on. Okay, real quick after credit thing. You remember we talked about the old movie Bamboo Saucer last night? I was talking to my wife about it. It looks like we're going to go watch it if we can find it on the tele. Anyway, what I mentioned, she goes, Bamboo Saucer? I thought you were talking about some kind of Chinese dish. We have got to come up with some kind of faux Chinese dish that you serve on a saucer and call it Bamboo Saucer with a picture. Somebody do that and send me a picture. You guys take care. Model on. I love this channel.